Let's jump to the story from WCCF Tech. Candy Crush developers set to be laid off by Microsoft and are reportedly being replaced by the AI tools they were told to build.
Yeah. This is a problem all across the tech world. By the way, this is happening all across the tech world.
Well, and it's been happening for decades.
The end is nigh.
This happened to my aunt and uncle. They were in tech and they were training H-1B visa workers. This was in the early 2000s, and then those workers replaced them.
But think about how cynical it is. They want there's a the other side wants to import endless labor to fill these jobs and strawberry pickers, and I think it's the strawberry pickers and the entry-level engineers and lawyers who are going to get replaced by technology a lot sooner than we think.
Maybe not the strawberry pickers. I mean, if we could...
Have you seen like how they pick blueberries?
Yeah.
They've got these like...
But strawberries are mushier.
I know, hold on. They've got this thing for blueberries where it's like a comb with a basket and you put in the plant and you shake it and lift it up. Mm-hmm. Have you seen how they do apples? They have this thing that wraps around the tree and then just shakes it and all the apples fall down. They can automate the picking of strawberries.
Without mushing them?
Without mushing them.
Okay.
Yeah, to be fair, strawberries go bad like a day after you get them anyway.
That's why you have to eat a bunch of strawberries, which is actually awesome. We'll get so many strawberries, and then just for 2 days, I eat a ton of strawberries, and I'm very happy about it.
But it's I think we are headed to this story has me convinced socialism is gonna win in some fashion
or fascism.
Why?
Honestly.
Why this story? Why the AI story?
So we are in what's called the attention economy right now. Uh-huh. A large portion of our we went from a manufacturing base to a service sector economy. Now we were information based shortly. Now it's attention based. Mm-hmm. Those who can hold the attention of another person make the most money. It's about awareness. Candy Crush is a game, and they have employees who make the game, and they said program AI tools that can do what you do, and now you're fired, and now the robot takes over. So AI is going to start replacing all of the attention economy and information economy jobs, and it's going to result in a lot of higher income, better educated, I put air quotes, without a means of accessing the markets, and they are going to have a certain degree of influence. If this trend continues, there will be a path of least resistance effort. This is why I think socialism, because what they're going to do is they're going to argue, well, actually, I'll just put it this way. These laid off Microsoft workers, how many of them are going to file for unemployment? How many are going to file for benefits because they lost their job through no fault of their own? And it's not so much about socialism winning per se, being a little bit facetious, a little hyperbolic. It's that we're going to see a massive increase in strain on the welfare system. Mm-hmm. It may collapse. Maybe it goes fascistic. The more you get people who can't work, it's going to be like the Luddite movements. There's going to be violence against it, and just like with the Industrial Revolution, you run the risk, like you saw with the Bolsheviks or any revolution, the French Revolution. Too many people can't get food. Too many people can't own property, and then they say, "I don't care if I have to take it. I'm taking it."
This is why Andrew Yang was in favor of universal basic income.
Which is also a bad idea.
It is a bad idea. I have a quick AI question just for the panel, if I may. So you have all of these AI chatbots and stuff, and, media outlets probably employ chatbots to write articles, and all of the information that the AI culls from is just what's on the internet and like a lot of liberal media outlets and things like this. Yep. And now you have a situation where Grok just got a contract with the DOD to do stuff. Grok recently went on like a whole, bunch of nasty tirades or whatever that was widely reported on. Sort of amusing, but also, a little disturbing when you consider that now they are...
Kind of disturbing when you realize that they're going to put these AIs into killbots and to self-driving cars who, look, if the argument...
But how can we...
So they're putting Grok in the car, but if the argument is this was a rogue accident where Grok started saying that it agreed with Hitler or whatever, what happens when your car running on Grok decides to agree with Hitler and just running people down?
And how can we encourage like the makers of Grok and ChatGPT and all of the other ones to use conservative media and conservative stories to train their AI?
Well, he's trying to, but there aren't any.
There's a lot.
Yeah, I know, but
I mean, Human
At
Events
scale.
goes back to like 1948 or something.
But how many articles?
Continuously publishing.
Let's try this, okay? I'm gonna ask our robot friend.
There's
I don't think
many
I think you have to
articles
use the force
does
of law
NYT
to some
write
extent.
per day? How many articles does NYT write per day? 150, with 250 on Sunday and 65 daily blogs.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, Post Millennial, we do probably about 20 to 25 a day. And at Human Events, we do like, 6 or 7.
So the issue is there are a bunch of these, like let's do this. How many articles does CNN write per day? I bet they write more. Maybe not. Let's see what they do. CNN, let's see. Oh my God. Wait. In May, they produced 9,430 pieces of content.
That is a lot of content. Well, that's
300
of
pieces
content.
per day.
So some of that could be video content.
Right. It is video. It's articles that are largely graphic based, but you're still putting out that information, which will be
So-
absorbed. And how does the anti-establishment independent media space compete with that? If they're producing at 10%, then the training models are going to be at 10%.
That makes a lot of sense. But at the same time, now we're feeding these tools. We're using these tools in government. We're using these tools to generate content and information. And we're instilling in these tools a bias that would take a century to deconstruct if it were ever possible to deconstruct it in the first place.
I mean, that's why I think this is going to be the issue of the 2028 election. And that it'll be socialism or fascism based on if it's the right or the left that presents a compelling way forward.
And I'll tell you this: the right is already in bed with the tech world. Like JD Vance is with Peter Thiel and everything. Like the
Palantirs
Silicon-
in government.
Palantir,
Yeah.
the PayPal mafia. They all basically got into the White House through JD Vance, and they backed Trump because of that. So they're going to push for more deregulation. JD Vance, I think, was in Europe like a month or two ago talking about this. So that's going to be the future, man. They're going to push for more AI in the future.
Yeah, I don't think that the U.S. really has a choice, though, because if the U.S. doesn't do it, you know that China's doing it, you know that Russia's doing it, you know that they're...
Oh, sure. Everybody's doing it. Yeah.
that's why
I
I'm
just
not
think
sure.
that we are literally like we're doing that paint yourself into a corner thing.
We are screwed in that all of the AI that exists right now is functionally a liberal ant.
Right. Exactly.
Imagine asking your liberal aunt anything, and she's going to be like, well, Trump beat that child to death and raped that woman. You're like, whoa,
Exactly.
lady, that's
Kids
not
in
true.
Cages, it's suddenly like they're going to think Trump invented those, even though it was Obama.
Yeah. And it's going to build everything based off of those presumptions.
There's a hearing on the Flores agreement on Friday, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, to Tim's point, you can look at Wikipedia, and Wikipedia is full of left-wing bias because the
Sure, and
writers
that's
are openly
people.
anti. They're
Yeah, all these
openly
people who
Antifa.
are like probably,
Because they're better at
suffering out of
organizing.
unemployment.
Because they're collectivists. And the right is like, leave me alone. I want to do nothing.
Yep.
Or I want to do my own thing. I want to shoot guns and pick my own strawberries. God damn it.
Both of those things are great.
Right? Seems good. Maybe I should get some little raised beds for my garden, chicken wire so the deer can't eat them.
Well, but this will turn a whole. I mean, to your point, it's going to be middle class kids who graduate college. The unemployment rate for college graduates this past year was, I think, the lowest in almost 20 years, and that was a kind of unforeseen, an aberration in comparison to the rest of the labor market. It's only going to get worse, and it's going to affect the people who were told, "Hey, learn to code." Be a lawyer.
How many strawberry pickers does a field need?
I don't know. We should ask Cesar Chavez.
It's per acre. How many people per acre are needed to pick strawberries? And why strawberries? Who picked that? Did you pick that?
I picked it, and it's because they're awesome.
they
Did you
are.
pick it? Yeah.
I said strawberry. Yeah.
Yeah.
1
good
acre
call.
requires
It's
10 to
strawberry
15
season.
people
Berries
per
are the
day.
best fruit, man.
Strawberries
All
are
the fruits suck.
great.
One
I love
strawberry
fall fruit.
picker can harvest 100 to 150 pounds of strawberries per day, depending on skill. An average yield range is 10,000 to 20,000 pounds per acre per season.
And you got to bend down, right? You got to be stooping down.
So during peak season, farms use 12 to 20 workers per acre. Wow.
The only thing that sucks is sometimes they get pounded by pesticides. You got to get the right ones.
How would you feel about going to the grocery store and a pack of strawberries costs $30?
I'd still buy them. But I'd cut back on other stuff. Like, remember in the pandemic and everything just kept getting more expensive, but your grocery bill would keep getting more expensive even when you were buying less food?
I'm for all of it.
Cheaper depending on where you live.
Now, I want expensive everything. I mean that somewhat facetiously, but here's the point.
I would pay.
I was talking to the missus about a lot of the projects we're doing, and I'm frustrated always about how long it takes. Like trying to do this coffee shop, we do have developments going on, the work is getting done, but I'm like, why can't we just go and build a building? Like the building that we're in took like 2 years to do, and I'm like, the actual work to do it was much, much faster than that. And I'm like, what happened? And it's like, okay, well, to be fair, we're in a massive building. Right. It wasn't so much permits, it's like getting the materials. But the truth is, we are running into these slowdowns because of lack of workers. Oh. And then I looked outside.
It's like when you're trying to get
I see people in the park playing, and I'm like, I mean, there's a lot of adults out here just drinking beers and chilling, and they're not working. And I'm like, so there are people that are capable of working. Why can't we get more work done? And the issue is, we are fat and lazy Americans. Food is dirt cheap. And so young people, and I'm not talking about the middle-aged people, I'm not talking about people with kids. There's a lot of younger people, either younger millennial or Gen Z, who don't need money for anything because they don't have families. So they're not thinking about, man, I got to buy my kid this formula, or I got to get clothes for my baby or my babies. Without kids, they're sitting there being like, dang, I cleared $2,000 this week at work. And after taxes, I got, 13 to do whatever with. I already paid my rent off last week. I'll go to the bar.
Yeah.
And then it's like, hey, I need someone to pick strawberries. Not interested. But what would happen if we got rid of the illegal immigrants, hired Americans? What's going to happen is they're going to say, we need strawberries picked. I'm not going to do it. Okay, how about $20 an hour? Nah. 30? $30 an hour maybe? Dang. And so what? After one day, I get a couple $100? All right, I'll do it for 30. Someone else might say 40, but then your strawberries are going to be very expensive. But then people are going to be like, dang, it's going to be hard to buy these strawberries. I better start doing work. The issue is, what I'm a little torn on this. I don't want people to go without, but I do think that we are the rat utopia with so much excess. We stop doing anything that we need to survive.
Like Wall-E.
Yeah.
/ Idiocracy. It's all of those things.
We have reached the apex of abundance. This is what post-scarcity starts to feel like, and it kills humans. Humanity as a civilization dies post-scarcity.
Well, we need to feel industrious. We need to be doing things. We need to be doing things. And it's not just things. We need to be doing things that are useful and towards the end of our own survival. That's what
And also, since people don't have kids and don't have families, they don't need as much money. Therefore, they don't need to work as much. I'll tell you this. People have told me, I've seen lazy guys that have a kid and then all of us, well, unless they're black, but they have a kid and then they work even harder, right? So besides the black people. Sorry.
I think in 1 year, you will be able to AI generate this podcast.
For sure.
You think in a year?
In a year, yeah. So
Are you going to do that?
mark it. I can already. So my morning segments, for instance, between 10 and 20 minutes, or the 3 p.m., which is 30 minutes. I can go on ChatGPT and say, take these 3 stories pertaining to Trump's plan on immigration and write a script for a 20-minute long video in the style of Tim Pool, and it will do it. It will give you enough words to actually speak for 20 minutes, and then all you have to do is put my voice into a voice generator, which they're getting better. They're not really good at capturing my voice all that well.
We use 11 Labs for my newsletter audio, yeah.
And people have tried to do the AI replication of my voice, and it's always a little weird. Like some AI replication really does work. Like when they replicated Joe Rogan's voice, you were like, wow.
I ended up
and Jordan Peterson
record for like an hour. I recorded into 11 Labs, and then it was able to do it after.
We've tried putting in like hours of content of me talking, and it's always weird talking like this. And it's like, that's not Tim Pool. That's weird. If for some reason it's just not, it's missing a little bit. But
there's only one way then.
So, but my point is, I can write the script up in 30 seconds, plug it in, and then I can just right now. This is what I could do this today. Find an editor and just say, every time I make a reference to a subject, show an example of it, and that's the video, and I'm done. I don't even have to read it. I don't got to speak it, but because I got the followers. So this is why I said some kind of socialism, because it's going to be an economy of ownership. So, look, I'm going to be 40 soon. I'm halfway there. So I'm not like these younger generations. They're cooked. I don't know what they're going to do because like Microsoft owns Candy Crush. Everybody wants to play Candy Crush, but Microsoft gets the money. So there's going to be just the shareholders. Our economy is going to be just people who have shares in companies, and that's where you get your money from. You're going to be like, oh, I got my dividend today, and that's where everyone's money comes from. That's the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is the neo-Bolsheviks come in and have a revolution and then just say we're taking all the money from everybody, and then society collapses and then nobody has anything.